Well, she died, boys. And then we were on foot. What a sad day.
Look at the poor old girl just sitting there, bro.
Just sitting there.
Looking all lonely. All right. Well,
at least we're not more than 20 miles from home.
Okay, guys, it is time to get back on this here truck. It's been raining like cats and dogs out here for like a couple weeks, so basically just been sitting here with no engine in it. Got the other, well, it gave me the time to get the other engine all prepped and ready to go, but now I've just been sitting on it. So we got to get this thing out of here, and there's no way to pull it from the front. So what we're going to do is bring old Earth right up through here, grab this thing, lift it up, and just drive it nose all the way out over to the shop yard. See how it goes. I've already got my axle chained up from last time. I could get it tightened up a little bit, and let's roll it down there. Plan today is, it's starting to sprinkle again already, but plan today is pop this thing open, pressure wash the whole bay out so that it's ready to receive the engine in there. Let's see, open there, just get all the major filth out of there. And then I've got my new engine, rubber engine mount and stuff to throw in and what have you. And then next day of no rain, we'll actually drop the engine in. So we'll see how far we get. To be honest, I don't think we're going to get very far because it's already raining. So we'll see how far we make it. But I guess we're pressure washing, so it's all going to be wet anyway. So just embrace the suck, you know. So we're going a little Eaton Fuller blue here, little aerosol overhaul. Alright, before all you say, Nathan, that is the most disgusting paint job I've ever seen in my life. It's just an aerosol overhaul, folks. We're just trying to get coverage, you know what I'm saying? It's up underneath the truck, not that big a deal. Just get a nice coat over the whole thing so it doesn't rust out or whatever. Maybe, and it looks pretty from, you know, 100-yard distance. It's kind of what we're going for. Alrighty. I think that'll do it. Call that good. Not too shabby. This thing's coming off. That was, I just put on there to keep the, from when I was pressure washing, from keeping water from going down inside of that thing. But there we go. So go set this thing aside. Pull this transmission off here from this engine. This thing is just going, I don't know what I'm doing with that. That's either getting sold or getting put in another truck. Then we'll work on pulling this stuff off and cleaning this thing up, but I don't know if we'll have time to do much on that, but we'll get this thing set down over there, and yeah. Okay guys, you missed out on a little bit of that action, but got the other transmission off of this thing. Whipping the oil pan off of this. See how it looks up in there. Let's see. That's what it looks like inside. Pretty fantastic, I think, anyway. So we're gonna gun out the top of all these, flush all that gunk down through the bottom, and then we'll jack this thing back up and shoot out the hole up underneath the crank and stuff up under there. This engine, so it has a Cummins Recon badge on the side. I'll show you that, and it also had the plate on the front timing cover. It says Cummins remanufactured in Mexico and whatnot. So I entered in the engine serial number into Cummins website, and they're actually trying to get me all the information on it and like the build sheet basically. But I just pulled the valve cover off here. I'm shooting down the inside with 100 octane low lead here, just as a grease cutter basically, and it's looking absolutely phenomenal in here. Looks pretty fresh, so I'm just flushing, because the guy that owned this before didn't do an oil change. I don't think the oil is super filled with carbon, so I mean it's just like the blackest stuff you've ever seen, and everything up here in the rocker cover, the valve cover stuff up here was just like covered in this like slime, not slime, it's not quite like coagulating yet, but it's just like thick nasty black stuff. So just spraying this whole thing down and cleaning it all up. So according to the information that I've gotten so far from Cummins, this engine was rebuilt in 2002, tail end of 2002, and was upgraded basically with N14 parts, because by then the N14 had come out. So it's basically what they did with this is it's a mechanical N14. So it's got all the upgraded parts to the newer electronic engine, but still keeps the niceness of the mechanical engine. So we kind of have the best of both worlds. Also, according to the build sheet, this thing's supposed to make like 440 horsepower, which is a good 140 over what that engine that was in that truck. That one was rated for 300. So got another 440 horsepower coming out of this thing, hypothetically. Yeah, I mean, just like disgusting black. So, no oil changes in this thing's life. Okay guys, so here's the situation. I thought that the turbo on the engine out of the Kenworth, that one there, and the one out of the blue truck, that engine over there, were the same. They're actually different. So I've got to try to salvage this here mess plan is cutting through the joint right here of the clamp and then slicing through the tube, get through some of this crusties here and see if we can just kind of like peel this thing off. Luckily this thing is cast, so hopefully his weld didn't really penetrate or like actually stick to this casting here, and we can just kind of crack it out of there. We'll see how it goes. This way. Boy did a number on it. You can give him that. Alright, please don't do this to your turbo. This is not kind.
Oh, creative.
Okay, so my paint for the engine finally came in, and so I'm just pulling parts off here and painting some stuff up. Got some of this high temp paint here, shooting the exhaust manifold and turbo here. Did all my exhaust manifold bolts here because these are pretty crusty. Wire brush these up pretty nice, and then this thing won't tip over. Shooting up with a nice bit of high temp paint, so getting parts all prepped, and then I'm gonna pull off a couple more things and we'll just shoot the block with a nice aerosol overhaul. You know, every time I'm cleaning something up on one of these 3 engines I've got now, you find something new. Look at this thing. This thing has got a crack through this thing. You can see in there, it's all cracked out. Luckily, I've got another one, so I'll clean this one up. Unbelievable. Okay, so here's where we're at on the engine paint. I started in, well, I got all the black that I wanted done. Basically just all the components that are hanging off the side and stuff. And the coolant lines. So that's all painted black and ready to go. I started on the red, but unfortunately it is dark out here and way too cold to be painting. So we're not going to get any good bonding to the metal because it's too cold. So calling it a night, and then unfortunately it is going to rain on us tomorrow morning. So getting it stuffed up in this hole here. Oh, also we got all of our high temp paint on the stuff, so the turbo there and the exhaust manifold. So that stuff's all painted up, ready to go back on. Basically we just need to paint the block red. That's the last thing. So that will do, I don't know, whenever it's dry, I guess, and warm enough. I think what I'm going to do right now, because I have everything painted up to the bell house, the bell housing is all painted, I'm going to mount the transmission back up again so that it can be all in one package and up in here and covered out of the rain for tomorrow. So that's that. But I'm liking the colors here. It's a nice vibrant red, and then those kind of aluminum painted colors, silver colors on top of the bright red and black. I think will look pretty nice. So there you have it. Okay guys, we are back. We've got a tiny amount of sunlight, so we're gonna shoot down some more of this engine here. See how much we can get done before it gets too cold out here again, so get back after it. Okay, here's how far we got today. Not too bad. It's getting cold out here again, and I got through my second can of paint, and I've got a meeting to run to, so basically calling it a night again, but moving right along. So I got pretty much this whole side done. I've got to get up inside behind this oil cooler here and whatnot, and I've got new oil filters, so those will go on and make it all look nice and clean. Basically use those as my masking for the ports there and all that, but yeah, I think it's gonna look pretty sick with the silver painted exhaust manifold. Look pretty cool. But anyway, there we are. Cummins Apex Red. Beautiful. Okay guys, I apologize. I got a little bit too excited and forgot to video most of this going on, but basically got the rest of the block painted up and throwing on our other parts. So here's what she's looking like. Pretty hot, I think. So basically I'm just getting everything on. Like, I don't have clamps on this kind of stuff here, and none of this is torqued down and whatever. I'm just getting all this on so that all the ports and stuff are closed up, so that when we can slide it in the truck and I can do all the final buttoning up of everything, basically all in one go. But I got to get the starter painted and thrown on there. I'm gonna lift this thing up, pull the oil pan off, put our gasket seal on, which I've got right here. So that's gonna go on, and then we can fill this thing up with oil. She'll be ready to rock and roll. Throw in the truck. She'll be ready to drop in the truck. So pretty slick looking, I think. What do y'all think? Okay, so I got all the painting wrapped up today, and all the pieces just stuck back on there because we're gonna get us some rain here, and I don't want condensation getting down inside of stuff for the most part anyway. So I closed everything up, and theoretically this weekend I'll get some oil in this thing. I'm letting that gasket sealant just all set up, so it's all ready to go. And then we'll stuff it in the truck. Hopefully it'll go as easy as it came out. So anyway, there she is. Ready to be put back in. Don't she look purty? See if I can not break off the water line over here. Slip up between the trees. while, folks. Maybe it's too much. I mean, we are trying to climb a vertical cliff here. Too much of an angle, boys. Oh, plan B, huh? Okay, so here's plan B. Our magic axle rotator assembly on the front axle there. And you may say, well, that was a way better plan from the beginning. Except for that, my brakes back here are not caged. And so I'm gonna drag these a little bit coming out of here. The other thing is, I didn't want to uncage them, because then my drive line there would just spin around. But we're just gonna drag this thing until it's out on the asphalt, and then I'll pick up the rear end and drive it like how I wanted to. Or maybe it'll just drag so easy because it's so light, I won't have to worry about it. We'll see. Okay, let's check out our progress here. That's about as expected there. This one, the slack adjuster was backed off so far, it's just spinning, so. You know, whatever, I guess. It's just sitting in the V there. The only dangerous thing about doing this is that whole operation can just slide back and forth on your axle, kind of however it wants. Well, until it hits the hangers, but you know, and maybe we'll just drag it. I don't want to re-rig it. Screw it. Tell you what, guys, anybody who's got a ranch, a yard, where you're running forklifts around, you got to make one of these things up. Okay, you got, you know, stuff for going into a truck with a pedal hitch on it. You can push it around. You got a pedal hitch for all your trailers. You got all your different ball sizes. You got even gooseneck hookup. And then this thing is the creme de la creme, the rotator for picking up. You can pick up axles or bumpers or whatever, especially if you have like a wrecking yard or something like that and you're just bashing stuff around, but you don't want to get it in and out of your forklift every time you're, you know, getting something going, trying to move a vehicle to chain something up. You just go up underneath anything, grab it, and then it steers too, and you can like maneuver things nicely. Make yourself up one. It's not that hard, and it's handier than heck. All right, so we've got her in position. So basically, the operation here, I'm just going to pressure wash the engine bay out. So she's all ready for new parts going in. And, yeah. Rain actually kind of let up, so we'll get after it. Okay, here we are. Just looking a little sad up in here, you know? There's just nothing going on. We got one dog power, though. Alright, so I need to get this exhaust out of the way because I ran into a little bit of trouble when I was pulling the engine out and trying to get around it. So I did actually loosen it all up here, but I just got to pull that out. Pressure wash this gunk out of here. I don't actually think I'm going to really do any painting in here because I think there's actually pretty solid paint under this stuff. Try not to destroy any of my wiring and what have you. And just get that over here. The only piece of damage that I did was this here. I caught with the back of the transmission when it was coming out. But that's easily remedied. I was kind of toying with the idea of like putting sound deadening in here while it's all open. And, you know, like that, I don't know, firewall, whatever. But there is so much space in this thing, really, even when the engine's in here. I mean, you can get in there, and I'd like to have this thing rolling here. So, I just let it be what it is. All right, let's get to clean this out. Okay, here's what we got. I toyed with the idea of painting these rails, but honestly, I think I'm just going to leave it El Natural up in here. So we've got the fun little, like, you know, paint marks, and I don't know, just leave it classic looking. And then the engine will be all painted up nice, but there she is, all clean, ready for installation. So I'm gonna chuck my rubber engine mounts in there, and engine's over here. Let's do a little unveiling here, eh? There she is. Look at that beauty, huh? All right. Okay, so we got all our fresh engine mounts here. So these are the back ones. I'm going to smack those things in there. Got our two big front ones, which need to go on the truck side. But I'm going to get this thing in here. See if I can just do this one-handed here. Look at that. Slick. Alright, I'm going to get the rest of these on here. Okay, fresh mounts in on the truck side. And over here, got fresh mounts in on the engine side. So, we are ready to swing her in. Okay, so if you guys remember, I shot the whole top end down with 100 octane low lead to get all that nasty carbon loaded oil out of this thing, because the boy had never done an oil change in this whole engine's life, I don't think. At least since he got it. So I shot it all down, and then that, of course, removes all the oil. So I'm trying to get some oil and WD-40 back in here before it starts getting surface rust, because there's absolutely nothing protecting this right now. So just shooting all this down. That's trash. And then keep it from building anything up. And I'll just put it all back together here. I did do a whole gallon of oil into the first one and half kind of into the second one. So get a little coverage on this. Let it all drip down in there. And then button this back up, and we'll
throw some on the lid.
What?
I'll throw some on the lid.
I didn't do that on the other ones, but yeah. Nah, whatever. I didn't do that on any of the other ones, and I can pull these off easy. So. Okay, classic. I dropped one right down between the two heads. Oh, and it just went down deeper. I have to go get out the old, I don't know, what do you call those things?
Magnet.
Well, is that too, or the little like claw
Flexi
thing?
claw deal?
Like kinda, you know? Alright, I'll be back. Okay. Ooh. That little thing. Let's see. Man, what would you do without it, you know? Be screwed. I mean, a magnet, I guess, would be the next option, but... Alright.
If Ford built that, they'd probably make those different size bolts, huh?
Yeah. That's the beauty of, like, working on this old, like, 80s Peterbilt, bro. Like, everything on the top end here is a 9/16. You know, you can get all the way down to, like, your probably rocker boxes with just a 9/16. Actually, those are 5/8. Get well, that's not 5/8, but, you know, it's just, like, 4 tools, and you can take this whole thing apart. It's beautiful. Alright. Alright, so engine's sitting in there, got 3 bolts holding it all in. The radiator is just kind of sitting there. I've got a strap up there just kind of holding it all in place. I've got to get the upper tensioner pulley on there, which also is the mount for the radiator. Clean out all these pulleys, put all my brand new belts on, and then as you just saw, we put some oil products up in the top end there to keep everything from getting surface rust. And then all we got is some minor wiring, hoses, wiring, and fill her up with fluids. I mean, she's pretty much ready to crank over. So that's all for tonight, though. We'll shut her down, and I don't know. We'll see if tomorrow has rain or not. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the schedule. All right, see if I can close this thing without breaking something. Come on. Now it's a delicate dance. You gotta work yourself. There it is. Okay. There she's set, folks. We'll see you maybe tomorrow. Okay, just got all our belts on. This last one here is for the AC pump, which mounts here as a little bracket. And got to put that on. I've got the AC lines here, but the person I bought this truck from stole the pump off, so that'll come later. Luckily, we're in winter time right now, so I'm not hurting for it, but that's what that will do. Other than that, fresh belts. We're ready to roll. So I'm going to get the fan on here and then tip this radiator back up and hook up our 2 pipes on that. Okay guys, we are basically 100% done with this side. Went back through, torque spec'd all the exhaust manifold bolts, and we got all of our new lines put in. Some of the old stuff there. So now I'm moving to the other side, start hooking stuff up. The only thing left to do over here is hook up the exhaust and swap out our oil filters and then install coolant filter there. So just filters and exhaust over here. And then over on this side, what I'm starting in on right now is, before I get all this wiring in place, I'm pulling this pump off. Reason being, if you remember when we picked up the Kenworth that this engine was in, it was cranking and this pump wasn't pulling anything. So I'm just going to pull it off for now because I just want the thing running. And I'm going to get this pump off of this engine over here. So I'm in the process of pulling that one off right now. So then I'm going to send this pump in to someone, have them rebuild it, and then tune it to whatever horsepower rating I want it for. So that's kind of the reason we're doing that. And just because I'm impatient and I want the thing running. So, and I know this one, or I'm 90% sure this one works anyway. So that's where we're at. Okay guys, check it out. So I got both pumps off. It's a good thing I pulled this piece of junk off, because check this out, okay? This is how it's supposed to sound. Okay, and then you're supposed to be able to hear this on the other end. Okay, so then here is the one that came off of this thing. Jammed, okay? And then, if I shake it around a little bit, you can get it to spin. There we go. So it spins, but nothing happens. And you can hear metal chunks flapping around in there. Oh, they're locked again. So, that thing is toast. Anyway, so we're throwing this one back in there. And we'll see if we can fire this thing up. We're dumping oil, coolant, and getting all our filters on. I just wrapped up the oil pickup tube. That's all done up, so we're just putting the filters in, and theoretically we'll get it started today, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, we're just making some final battery connections here. Everything is full of fluids and ready to rock and roll, so about to light her off. See what happens. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. First attempt. The solenoid's not engaging.
Neat.
So I did hook something up. Now we're all hot though.
Really? I can disconnect this here if you want.
So
Okay.
okay, so what's going on here is the teeth on our starter. This is the one of this other engine, but they're not engaging with the flywheel. So either these aren't kicking out like this, not kicking out into the flywheel, or these teeth are wrong for the flywheel side, so they're not meshing. So what we're doing here is pulling the starter back off. See what's going on in there. So exciting. Yippee yahoo. Okay guys, so this is the next day because I had to run off and do some stuff, but yesterday I said how the starter was running backwards, and that's why it wasn't engaging. Reason for that being, see this block right here, this was in the way of my starter when I was putting in. See this stud right here, this is our hot,
And so when I had this engine out, I just rotated this whole back cap of the starter 90 degrees over, so my stud was sitting right here. It's easy access. But me not knowing how starters work, apparently, when moving this back cap, it moves the commutator in relation to the brushes, and so that reverses the rotation of the motor. So today I pulled that cap off, rotated it back to where it was, and then dismounted this block from the engine block and kind of moved it around while I got the starter in place. Got this little rubber cap, you can see right there. Got that rubber cap on there so that we won't have any arcing or anything. We've got a good 1/8 inch of gap on everything. It's just pretty tight, so I decided to throw that in. Mounted that block back up. So now we've got our batteries hooked back up, throwing some juice in it, and we're going to try to crank this thing over here. And we'll see how it goes. Oh, the other thing is I do have the fuel filter off. That's supposed to be right here. Because I don't want it actually starting. I just want to spin it around, fling a bunch of oil everywhere, because I did wash down the whole inside of the engine with basically brake clean, get all the nasty old carbon-filled oil out of there. So we're going to spin it, get a bunch of oil into all the places it's supposed to be, put that filter back on, and then we'll be ready to start. So we'll see what happens here. Not enough juice, boys.
Brutal.
Have to go get our other starter. We can put it on this thing or something. All right, so here's our sketchy setup. We've got 2 chargers now on these things. We didn't have quite enough juice, so we'll see what it does now. We're just gonna let this marinate for a bit. It's not got the beans to spin this thing over with the speed at which we need, so we'll come back in a little bit after it's juiced up and give it another whirl. In the meantime, I do actually have a little bit more wiring I can do. I just wanted to get this thing started just to make myself feel better, but I'll hook up the alternator here. Got to ground it out to the block there. There is the jakes I haven't hooked up yet, so I go along and plug those in. So we'll do that while we wait. Just want to point out, it's like the little things that are beautiful on this. They have a bigger stud on here for the charging power side, and the ground side is smaller. But instead of running a different nut on it, they just run the same 1/2 inch. They just made the neck on this thing fatter, so you don't have to go grab you a new socket. Just, the engineer looking out for the boys, Alright, we have added more huevos.
See,
We got 2 standards and 1 big hog dogger now, so plus the charger, and we'll throw the other charger on it
okay.
so we can get some serious cranking action out of this thing. Yes, sir.
That's better.
Okay, so we weren't getting fuel drawn up quick enough. I don't know if I mentioned, but we ran it off of ether a little bit just to get it all spinning, get oil pressure up. And then we cranked it for a long time and run it on ether, and the fuel wasn't getting up there. So we just pressurized this, cracked the line over there, and fuel dumped out. So Now we got fuel up to our filter and up to our pump. So now we're just closing this back down and we'll try running under its own power.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, hold it. This thing's gushing fuel out all over the place here. The top line isn't loose.
Oh,
The ejector line is not connected.
Would you look at that, boys? That would be helpful.
Yes,
Where's
sir.
our wrench?
I don't know where you put it.
Thank you.
Yes, those inverted flares can be
Brutal.
fun.
No way we just got it like that.
Just worked, eh?
Wow, look at that.
Ooh,
I
beautiful.
thought I was gonna have to fight that a whole lot more than I did. Okay, well there we just bled our pump. It was all intentional. Or whatever. Here we go again.
Here she goes, boys.
Come on, baby.
Ah, that's a beautiful sound, son. Ah. Got 80 pounds of oil pressure.
Like 65.
Oh yeah.
70.
You like that?
And idles 50.
That's pretty
55.
good. Happy day.
Yeah, that's nice. All right.
Woo! You want to undo your screw there and see if it keeps running? Nope. Nope.
All right, so this solenoid's no worky.
And
We had to
no
run
power or something.
Yeah, we had to run the screw into it. Well, this thing was a little bit crusty in there, so there's you run this screw in and you can run it purely mechanical. It doesn't take any electronics. This is your only wire to actually keep the engine running, and you can just override it. But apparently, I've got 3 other ones as it happens because I've got 3 other engines. So we'll just throw another one on and see what happens.
Yeet. That's what I'm talking about.
Beautiful. So, what was I gonna say? I don't know. I forgot. There's something I wanted to say about it.
See if you can get a second or third gear rubber gun.
sardines, boys.
Woo, snuggies.
These 359 cabs aren't known for their spaciousness.
Girth. When we were mussing around with it, it came to life and then died the death on us.
Yeah, because like the buzzer came on for a second for like low air light and all that stuff, and then it just died. Our speedometer does not work.
Big surprise. All the clock works.
My water temp is not working.
Well, that needle fell off.
Yeah, I know, but it's pointing the same direction. Well, I'm pleasantly surprised with the sound of the stacks, because I thought they were going to be fairly straight piped, and I thought it was going to be maybe a little bit obnoxious, but it's actually pretty nice low tone. So,
We should have brought our jumper wire so that we can test our jigs.
yeah. Well, we know they work. I mean, you turn them on.
That's what's really loud is the jig brakes.
Right.
Oh, one-eyed Willie. Oh, one-eyed Willie. Ain't got no power steering in the old girl. He's trying over there. Well, she died, boys. Come on, honey. Not an opportune location, gentlemen.
We are dead center.
Throw in granny low reverse and back it over there towards the fence. Straighten your tires, that's good. Hey man, I don't know. Probably plugged up your fuel filter.
Sucked a bunch of water in there.
That fuel wasn't exactly what we would call cherry.
Probably about 4 gallons of water in it.
That's entirely possible.
Smoked himself, boys.
All right.
Sad day.
Leathermans. To the rescue.
Well. Oh, he's full sending it.
So what kind of sauce we get out of there?
Yeah, buddy.
Ooh, dog lips.
That ugly.
Yeah, we plugged her up solid.
Well, drain that heifer out, bro.
That's not gonna help us.
That is some Krusty's medicated bumper ointment right there, folks.
Yeah,
should've
it's
saw that
outside.
coming. Yeah, what would draining it out help us? It's all packed inside, out in here. It
No,
goes
you-
through
so-
here, and it packed it all up inside here. It's
Yeah,
done.
but no,
This filter is toast.
I don't think so. I think you can get some life out of it.
Well, our
So,
starters
go over
cooked.
here
Our
and-
batteries are dead anyway.
Nah.
All
You
right.
have another filter?
Got
Too
it.
much
Quit.
tomfoolery out in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I
you know?
suppose so.
I think I might have another element for that.
Element?
Mhm.
You mean a filter?
Element.
A filter.
Yeah.
An element would be a
That's what's inside.
removable filter mesh that comes out of a housing. You like spin the top up, you know, like the old Germanic vehicles, you know, you look, and then like drops in a
Yeah, well, these
filter
are
element.
encapsulated. But
This
yes,
is a filter.
that's you call that the filter element. The filter housing and element that go together to make a full.
Boys. Yep.
Did you want to be?
And then we were on foot. What a sad day.
Look at the poor old girl just sitting there, bro.
Just a sitting there.
Looking all lonely. All right. Well,
Well, at least we're not more than 20 miles from home.
Well, we're good. Mile.
Yeah,
just
about a mile. Yeah.
All right. Oh shucks, this thing's still going.
lost his girlfriend.
We're back, baby. All right.
Sort of.
We're gonna get us some filters and a truck, whatever else, and head back out.
Okay, we are back on site, folks. See if we get this old girl fired back up. Stand by. Okay, so Nathan's swapping the filter out. We're gonna pop the plug out of the top of the tank here so we can pressurize the tank with our compressor so that we can increase the pressure in the tank and then drive the fuel out and up and through the line so we don't have to crank it for so long. So that's what's happening there.
So this filter we just had sitting in the shop from an old. We had like 4 military generators, and so we got a load of fuel filters for them. And then project never materialized. So we'll see if this works. This ring's a lot bigger, but I can like. Ow! I did it again, bro.
Dude.
All right. Anyway, this ring is a lot bigger, but I think it'll seal up on this thing. So let's see.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
It's different thread.
Yeah, it's way too big too.
Yeah. All right, let's cook. So now we're on to the next. This is another fuel filter I have laying about. I was going to go on the pump mounted, that other black pump that we're going to send in, get worked on. No, it's right here.
Mind the leg. All right, we made it this time.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, it's money.
All right, there we go. We got half the filter size.
We'll see what happens.
Behold
The
the
extendo wrench.
Harbor Freight Special Extender Wrench.
That's nice.
So then when you're like coming up to a project that you're like pretty hacked about, you know, you could. Oh, I must have.
Whoa.
Go hit him with the.
Ah.
You know, anyway.
Pretty cherry as a weapon, if I do say so
Yeah,
myself.
I know. Like you want like some up close and dirty. You're like here, and then you're like, we need some range. Yeah. Pretty slick. All right, let's see here. Let's crack this one up here.
Okay, we're gonna see if we can hold something over this here vent on the tank and get us some more volume up on the tank and make something happen. Stop. Okay, ready? Stop, stop, stop. What's the word?
Yeah, it's there. We got our starting fluid.
It's not looking good, Bev. Oh. There we go. Yeah, baby. Having to build air pressure up, see if we get the old girl to move again. That's awkward. Now we got no air brakes working. Is it just not, it's not disengaging?
Hey, dump it. He's got to hit the motor.
So what's happening, folks, is there's a bit of a problem with the diaphragm in either the air pot or one of the valves in there, and so you have to, like, if it's air moving through it slowly, it'll just leak by it. But if you pinch the line and then flood it with a bunch of air, then it'll pop enough to keep it from. There we go. Nice. So anyway, what I was saying was, you got to have enough air volume in order to really make a seal on it, or else it'll just sit there. So
You're rough. Yeah. Hey, cockamamie. I can't get it stable enough.
this thing doesn't have diff locks yet, so that'll definitely be an upgrade that's coming. Can't go anywhere with a two-wheel drive, especially around here.
two of us have only got one window crank, so you gotta take turns. You can put your window up and you give it to your buddy. He puts his window up. Come on, honey. Oh. Holy crud. Oh, glory. She may need a little lube. A little crispy over the ears. Boom.
All right.
Diggity dog.
Congratulations.
She's on the road. Boy.
Got her running, folks.
Quasi. Yeah. She needs a lot of love, but it moves down the road. Oh, my headlight's still on.
Oh,
Brutal.
All right, boys, we made it back to the ranch, and other than plugging that fuel filter up solid, ran cherry. Parked her next to the heaping pile of Kenworth over here that the engine came out of, and so we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. I mean, I'm pretty pleased with where we ended up. How about those frogs, though, huh? These boys are going to town out there. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one, and Godspeed.